Hello, and welcome back to another video. Today, we will discuss hidden taxonomies. In the previous videos on custom post types and custom taxonomies, we saw that we could register a hidden taxonomy by having this public variable set to false, which will not display this taxonomy in the front end. We can also set the show UI to false, which will completely hide it from the WordPress dashboard, even for the admin. So, how can we use this hidden custom taxonomy concept? And what are some use cases where it can be beneficial? Let me explain this one problem statement. So, for this problem statement, I have registered the people or the person post type, and I have created this for person post here. I have also registered a careers taxonomy, and I have added two terms, actor and director. For now, I have assigned careers as actor for all these four people. Similarly, I have registered this person as a post type just the same way as we did for the movie post type. Just for clarification and to avoid confusion during this video, a person is singular and a people is plural. So I've registered this person post type and I have also registered the career taxonomy just the same way we did with the movie post custom post type and the genre taxonomy. Now consider a use case for the movies. When I view the movie, I also want to display the list of actors who worked on that movie. For that, I have registered custom meta boxes. So if I go to this movie that I have created, you can see that this displays the list of person from the person post type as a drop down, and we can select multiple option with the control command here. So let me just quickly give you an overview of this meta box that I've registered in the movie post type. So in the movie.php file, I have registered the meta box. We had to register a callback function to the add meta boxes. And in this callback function, I had to use the add meta box function where we have provided the ID as the first parameter. Then we have the name, actors, which can be easily seen right here. Then we have the callback function on how to render it in the front end. Then the fourth one is the post type for which we want to register it. Then we have the context. What does the context mean? So context is basically where do you want to display this meta box, like display it below right here or in the side like we have done. So if you go to the add meta box here, you can see the code and these are the arguments that can be used in this function. You can go through this entire function and get to know more about it. And then we just close this and we will continue with the callback function, which is used to display it in the front end. In this callback function to render the meta box, I'm going to store the list of the actors which have acted on the movie. And the person is the post type, but I want to store the list of actors in a different meta keys. Using the actors meta key here. So I'm just fetching all the actors if present in the movie post meta already. Then I'm fetching the list of people using the person post type. And I have also commented this out that never use -1 to fetch all the posts. Assume there are millions of posts or 100,000 or 200,000 posts existing on your site, and fetching all of it and displaying it right like this won't be a good user experience, and it can also hamper your site's performance. Although I have done it right now, but this is a very small demo. And I want to just quickly create a use case, but I would recommend that you would never fetch all the posts in a single query. And you should use something like a autocomplete query, which is where you have option for a user to input this values and autocomplete them based on their value. Like if I do right here, I just add something and they have an option to autocomplete like WordPress provides. Similarly, we can use the autocomplete where the user can search with the actor or person name. or their content, and then allow the selection or multiple selections. So this way you can save the information into the meta as well. And after that, I have registered the nonce field here using the MLB underscore actors, and the name of this nonce field or the ID is going to be MLB actors nonce. The nonce will be used to verify the request. The nonce provides additional security to make sure whatever the post request is coming to, that particular URL is valid. We can also check the nonce in the backend. So I'll just copy the name of the nonce, MLB actors nonce, and I'll search it in the inspector. If I search right here, you can see that it's an input of type hidden, and this is its unique value, which helps us to verify every request that comes in to this URL. Now, this nonce will be submitted when the user clicks on the update button. Then I have displayed the dropdown with multiple selections. I have used the selected WordPress function and the printf, and here we have the placeholders. So that is all about displaying the meta box. Now, what about saving the data? So for that, I have registered a callback function, MLB save actors. This action will be executed by WordPress whenever the movie post is published or saved. There are two methods. One is you can use save underscore post. This action will execute for all the posts or for all the post types, whether it's a post page or attachment. But our meta box is only registered on the movie post type, and we only want to execute that callback function whenever the movie post is updated. WordPress provides another action, which is post type. We can add after this our post type slug. So this filter becomes save underscore post underscore movie that we have used right here for whenever the movie post is saved. This function will be called, which is MLB save actors. In this callback function, I have first checked when this save post action is executed, whether it's autosave or revision. If it's autosave or revision, we don't want to save that meta information because meta information won't be needed for autosave or revision. So that's why we return it early. Now, next, if the current user is not having enough access or capabilities to edit the post, then we return here as well. After that, we have to verify the nonce that we had used earlier. In the WP verify nonce function, you have to pass the nonce value and the nonce action, and this nonce action, that is MLB actors, needs to be same that we had right here while creating the nonce field, because there could be multiple nonce values based on the various actions. So after that, in the nonce value, we can see that I have used the filter input function, and again for the actors array, I'm using the filter underscore input function because it provides the validation and the sanitization constant. And then I'm checking if the actors array that we received is not empty and it's an array. So we are going to map it, and for each of its value, we are going to call this absolute int function, which will just return us the non-negative values. We are doing this to make sure that whatever input form is submitted, our actor's input should only have an integer value, nothing else. Because in the drop down, right, you might remember when we created the drop down, we have used the person ID instead of using the person name or the person slug, because these values can be changed later on as well. Let's say we have the actors list based on the name or the slug, and there is a mistake in the name or slug, and later the user changes it. Then that selection will be gone because it won't be matched again. Whenever you are saving the term or working with taxonomies or post type, always use the ID to save the relationship in database. ID is never going to be changed until it is deleted. So here we are making sure that whatever value we have, it's only an integer and we are going to update it in the actors meta key. But what if the user deselects all the actors assigned to a movie and then saves the post? So in that case, we don't want to keep an empty actors meta key. So that is why we are deleting using the delete post meta function. That is all about saving the post meta. Now, if I go to the WordPress dashboard and in this KGF movie, I assign the actors to it. Let's say I assign these ones to KGF and I quickly go to the second one. I assign these. So now we have actors assigned to both of them. And if I check their IDs, they are 196 as you can see in the URL, and we have 194. So I'll just quickly go to the database. In the post meta table, we can search for the post ID using the in relationship to check for multiple values of post ID, and then I can search. I only need the meta key actors here, so I'll just search for actors, and as you can see that we have our two movie posts have these actors. So we have passed the array value to update the post meta, and WordPress will save it in a serialized format into the post meta as a meta value. Now, it's time for the actual problem statement. Let's suppose if I want to filter the movies based on the actors, how are we going to do that? Because we have information in the post meta table, but it's in serialized format and we are storing it corresponding to the post ID. Let's say we are adding a filter in the front end where we are adding an option for the user to select the actors, and then based on the actors, we are going to display the movies in which all those actors have worked. How can we do that? So for that, we have WP query. So this is the WP query class reference in the WordPress developer handbook, and you can find it at developer.wordpress.org reference classes WP query. If you go to the post meta parameters that we have custom field post meta parameters, you can see that we have meta key, meta value, meta compare, and we also have like, not like relation. But how can we use these to fulfill our requirement? So let's say even if it's possible with meta query to filter the movies based on the actors that have worked in that movie, but there is a reason behind not using meta query. Meta query will be time consuming and it will create performance issues. Why? Because all of the custom post types or meta information will be saved into the post meta table. For example, on this site, I have a total of around 52 posts, 2 movies, 4 person, then we have 53 media items and only 2 pages. So for this small site only, we have around 792 rows in the post meta table. Just assume if there are millions of posts and for each post we have more or less 5 meta keys to be stored in this post meta table. So then the post meta table will have millions of records. So it will be very time consuming to perform a meta query because it will perform a joint query between the post and the post meta table. Still, our post meta was stored in the serialized format, so sometimes it's very difficult for the query as well. Now, what could be the solution for this? So here we have the concept of hidden taxonomies. We will explore how to create hidden taxonomy in another video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Jai WordPress.